Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your singles love reading. This is a love reading for Sagittarius singles, sun, moon, or rising sign. So if this reading doesn't resonate for you, I encourage you to check out your moon and or rising sign if you have the time. I also want to thank those of you who have booked a personal reading with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. And if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, the information to do so is down below in the description box. So Sagittarius, let's jump right into your singles reading. The first card you have is the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and this is your current energy as a single Sagittarius. So yeah, Sagittarius, it feels like you've lost a little bit of a drive to put any kind of perceived needed work into trying to find the person that you want. You kind of have lost an emotional tie. It's like maybe you felt a lot of emotion and desire to meet someone, and at this time, Sagittarius, it feels like you've come a little bit numb, like you just feel numb. You're like, oh, I don't care anymore, like I'm not going to be able to meet someone. Yeah, and it could be that also with this Eight of Pentacles reverse, you could be overworked in some way and not necessarily related to trying to meet a romantic partner. You could just be overworked. You could be overworked from that, but it could be and or something else. It could be work or school related, just feeling a little burned out and not really having the energy or drive to put a lot of focused attention and work on meeting someone. It kind of feels like you just don't have that ability to focus on that right now, Sagittarius. And yeah, like definitely just feeling kind of a lack of emotion. You know, you could be a little numb. You could have been feeling maybe a little alone for a while, and now you're kind of just in an apathetic space right now, Sagittarius. So yeah, I am sorry to report that, but I'm just being honest with what I'm seeing here, that yeah, just, you know, feeling a little like you don't care anymore. And keep in mind, this is just, and I'm a Sagittarius, this could be my reading, I'm just being honest about what I'm seeing here. But keep in mind, like I was going to say, this is current energy, you know, it's totally temporary, it's just where you're at right now. So Sagittarius, if this is your reading, you know, obviously stick around to see what else is happening here. But yeah, if this is kind of triggering you a little bit, I just want to say, like, this is just current energy. Keep that in mind. We all go through ups and downs, because I know this is kind of difficult card to get, you know, where you're just feeling just not really motivated right now to meet someone. Maybe you've been trying to meet someone for a long time, and you kind of feel like it doesn't work out one way or another, and you are in kind of like a little bit of a giving up energy right now. Again, that's not how you're always going to feel, but it's just how you're feeling right now. So just keep that in mind. The second card you have is very related to the first. This is what you want in love. It's the Three of Pentacles reversed. Now this is interesting. Sagittarius, you want someone who is a master craftsperson. Maybe you want someone who is highly regarded. Maybe you want someone you could admire, someone who's highly regarded in a field or something. You want someone who has gained mastery over something. You want someone that you could look up to, okay? Yeah, you want someone who's willing to put the work in, because with your Eight of Pentacles reversed being the current energy you're in, it's like you've put a lot of work into yourself and trying to meet someone, and you feel like it didn't work out. But what you're wanting is, you want someone who wants to put the work in like you. You want someone who is thoughtful like you are, Sagittarius. Like, yes, these were reversed, but just look at these two cards in the upright. Look at this little boy and this man working. It's very methodical, it's very focused, it's very intentional. And Sagittarius, you don't want to deal with sloppiness anymore. Like, you want someone who is serious, who's going to be very... Us, Sagittarius, like, we are really good with other people, okay? Like, we really pay attention to people. We listen. You know, we don't listen halfway. A lot of the times, we tend to be a little bit more introverted at times, because when we're out, we're so engaged, you know, like we're really focused on listening to people and in having a exchange back and forth. Like we give a lot of emotional labor to people as Sagittarius is. I know I'm being biased because I'm a Sag, but in my experience, this is true. So you want someone who's going to do the same for you. You want someone who's going to be engaged and pay attention and want to put work into the relationship like you. And again, with the Three of Pentacles reverse, it's kind of like, you don't want a sloppy person. Like you want someone who is someone you can respect. You know, maybe they, you know, have a nice job, or they work on something. Maybe it's a volunteer position, or they do something that's important and something that you respect. That's kind of what you want, Sagittarius. That's what it feels like really strongly. And it's really interesting that you've got the Eight of Pentacles and then the Three of Pentacles for these two energies. You're willing to put the work in, Sag. You're a little discouraged at this time, but it's pretty clear to yourself right now that you want to meet someone who is going to be like focused and intentional on the relationship like you, okay? You want to get that energy matched. The third card you have is what you've learned in love. You have the Six of Wands reversed. So, Sag, you've learned that what matters in love is what is done hidden. What matters in love is what occurs behind closed doors. What matters is more of the internal heart, the internal life, not this showy display of coming into town and everyone is cheering you on. Okay? I know it's very common, like in this social media age, that people want to be in relationship, and it's really important for them to like post about it online, right? And they want to get the likes and get acknowledgement. I'm not necessarily saying anything's wrong with that, Sagittarius, but I'm just saying that like for you Saggies, like you see through that and you see how that it's kind of shallow, and you've learned this. You've learned this lesson where you've seen through it and you realize that you want something with depth that is more having to do with who you are on the inside and who the other person you're going to meet is on the inside. You know, not some big showy display to get acknowledgement from other people or even acknowledgement from the person you're with. You want something very authentic. This is such an interesting reading, Sagittarius. Okay? And I'm not... you know, yes, I'm a Sagittarius, but you guys have had rough readings in the past. You know, go look at your readings from the last few months. You guys have had some rough readings, so I'm not just making this up. Like, this is what I'm seeing here, that you guys are in a space right now where you're very deep and you want something very real. You want something really real. Wow, that's pretty cool, Sagittarius. So the fourth card you have is what holds you back from love at this time. It's the Ace of Swords in the upright, Sag. So there's something going on where, okay, Saggies, and I know this because I'm a Sag. Like, sometimes Sagittarius can be very blunt and just blurt stuff out, like they have no filter. And what ends up happening with this Sagittarius, and I know this firsthand, is that we're not necessarily everyone's cup of tea. So you're in this energy right now of just speaking your truth. You don't care what anyone thinks. And it's coming off a little off-putting to others. Maybe others don't really want to engage with you or get too close to you because you're just being way too intense for them. Everything is relative. You're not necessarily being too intense, but it's just how... It's just the current energy right now of how people around you may perceive it. Is that, oh my gosh, Sagittarius is like talking too much, they're being too intense, they're going off about something political or spiritual or something, you know, where it's just like, it's kind of off-putting for the people that happen to be around you that could potentially be like a love interest. And maybe that means that they're not the right person for you, Sag, and it's not the right time, but it's just letting you know it could be coming off a certain way. It could be coming off as judgmental or preachy. Maybe you feel that people around you are coming off this way as well. It's not necessarily you. It could It could be other people coming off this way and you just don't want to deal with it. People being pig-headed or just strong-arming their views and opinions in a not very tasteful, excuse me, there was a screech on the floor. And it's not a very tasteful way. It's something like that, Sag, where it's just like being a little too intense. Now, it could be the opposite. It could be that you're not sharing your truth, Sagittarius. Maybe you feel like it's going to be misunderstood or you're not going to really meet someone at your level. It could be something like that. So just keep that in mind. You're kind of in this energy of feeling far away from people and that people are not quite on your level. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone. That's not what it means. It's just like you're in this certain space of something that you're believing in or exploring, and you're having a hard time finding people who are interested in the same thing and who would understand it. Okay, so it's had nothing to do with being higher or lower than someone or better or not better. It's nothing to do with that. It's that you're in this space right now where you might feel it would be hard to meet someone who is into the thing that you are that's really important to you, that there's very few people out there who would understand and get it. Okay. So the fifth card you have, Sagittarius, is present opportunities for love. It's the Nine of Pentacles. This is really interesting card to get in this position, Sagittarius, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about solitary time, being alone, but it's very luxurious time alone, right? It's being, it's solitary wealth. It's being alone and enjoying the fruits of your labor. You've had some kind of material success and just sitting back and enjoying it. So Sagittarius, what it's saying to me pretty clearly is that if you be alone and just be in your element of who you truly are at this time, there is a potential for someone to come in. Okay, so don't get discouraged and think that you need to, with this Ace of Swords, change your truth or tone yourself down a little bit. Don't do that. And with this Three of Pentacles reversed, don't lower your standards. Don't be like, oh, I'm not going to meet someone who wants to be a master crafts person like me. Don't lower your standards, Sag. Like, you might feel tempted to do that right now, like dumb yourself down so that you can meet someone or tone yourself down. Don't do that, Sagittarius. This card is telling you not to do that. It's telling you to embrace being alone right now and just do the things that you want to do, even though they might be a weird. I mean, this Nine of Pentacles person, they're very rich, not necessarily physically. I mean, yeah, they could have a lot of money, but when people, it's kind of like someone being a little eccentric, right? Because sometimes wealthy people can be a little eccentric. So, Sagittarius, whether you're experiencing material abundance or not, it's saying to be alone with yourself in abundance, whatever that means for you. And yeah, you will be a little eccentric, but just embrace that. And when you embrace who you really are and just do what you really want to do, that will bring the right person in for you. Okay, Sagittarius, so don't lower your standards. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't not speak your truth, you know? Yeah. Yeah, so it's really saying really strongly to just embrace being alone and doing the things that you know are right for you, and that is actually going to make it possible to attract the right person. You know, it might not happen for a while, Sag. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles person, they're alone. It's all about being alone. So just keep that in mind. It might not be the exact time for you at this time, Sag. The final card you have is characteristics of a potential lover that you could potentially meet. It's the Knight of Wands. So this is interesting, Sagittarius, because, you know, in this Nine of Pentacles energy that it's kind of encouraging you to embrace, like being alone, this Knight of Pentacles person that you could potentially meet, they're kind of standing far away from you, and they're kind of watching and waiting and seeing what you're going to do. So it does kind of fit what I was saying, that it might not be the right time to meet someone. And if you do meet someone, they're not going to really come towards you very quickly. They might be a little skeptical. You know, they might have been hurt in the past and they're being a little shy about really walking towards you. Okay? They might feel that you're very high value and they want to know what the catch is, why you're interested in them. So they're kind of like standing back and They're like, I'm going to wait and see what's really going on here. And they're kind of feeling a little insecure, so it makes them a little offensive. They're on the offense, you know, like they feel like they need to protect themselves because they are just kind of, I don't know, maybe they were hurt recently. They feel like they need to be careful for some reason. So Sag, if you do meet someone that you could potentially connect with, they might be coming off this way at this time, where they're like, you know, they're kind of keeping you at arm's length. They kind of want to see what you're all about, and yeah, they're being very guarded. So just keep that in mind, Sagittarius. It is saying that if there is a potential to meet someone at this time, that it's saying that the way the energies are right now is that you would meet someone who is being a little cautious, you know, not wanting to jump in. They might be trying to figure you out. They might be a little skeptical. Yeah, so I don't know if that will end up being the right person for you, but just keep in mind that they could be in that energy for whatever reason. Okay, Sag, that's the singles reading, but I pulled an additional card to top off this reading. It's from an oracle deck. It's called Roomies Gift. For those of you who don't know, Rumi was a Sufi poet from the 12th century. He was a Sufi, which is the mystical tradition of Islam. He wrote a lot of poems about love, but the deeper meaning of his poetry was about God or the nature of reality. And this deck has a picture and a word that corresponds to one of Rumi's poems, and you got celebration. So Sagittarius, you could be being asked to just enjoy yourself at this time, celebrate, have fun. That might be what you need to kind of get you out of that Eight of Pentacles reverse energy where you are feeling a little apathetic at this time. Maybe you need to just have a little bit of fun to get you out of the funk. Okay, but I'm just going to read the poem at this time. I'm not going to give any additional commentary after that because I want you to just receive the words as they see fit for you. Oh lovers, the darkness of winter is melting away. I look upon your face and I become the spring newness. I breathe life into flowers and thorns shriek away from my passionate kisses. I am now the sweetness of honey and the oil inside seeds. I am the beat of dancing drums and the wine flowing from cup to cup. I am the roar of the sun, tearing away the veil of illusion. The mundane is sacred now. It is time to celebrate. So Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. If this reading did resonate for you, please let me know in the comment section below. That's really helpful for me. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And once again, for those of you who are interested in booking a personal reading with me, the information to do so is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.